I want to share today an article that just came out in the Fountain magazine, which I encourage everyone to read. It's a magazine about life, knowledge, and belief. And one of my articles actually was just published in Fountain magazine. The article is called Jihad in Islam and Christianity. So let's dive a bit deeper into what this concept of jihad actually means. Now, in the Islamic tradition, we know that it has multiple components, right? It could refer to personal struggles such as the fight against addiction. It could refer to a social struggle for equality or the fight to be more tolerant against injustices. Jihad could also mean defense. It could mean a military struggle, but only in self-defense. We know that Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, referred to the jihad of inner purification, or the struggle against an individual's soul and desires and temptations, as the greater jihad, right? The greater jihad is the internal struggle that all people deal with. The lesser jihad that he referred to is holy war, or this idea of having to engage in warfare. It doesn't need to be holy war, just war. But he was clear that this war could only happen in self-defense. The term jihad quite literally is not used in the New Testament or the Old Testament, but just because it's not literally used does not mean we can't find elements of this idea, this notion of jihad in Christian scripture. Jesus actually tells Pontius Pilate, "My kingdom," and this is a direct quote, "my kingdom is not of this world." Jesus said, "My kingdom is not of this world." What we see here is that violence is antithetical to Jesus' teachings. It's quite simple. He did not require his followers to use violence as a means of following his leadership. We also see in Matthew chapter 26:53, Jesus told his followers, quote, "For all who take the sword will perish by the sword." What if we flipped it and considered Quran chapter 5 verse 32? Quote, "If anyone slew a person unless it be for murder or for spreading mischief in the land, it would be as if he slew the whole humanity. And if anyone saved a life, it would be as if he saved the life of the whole humanity." Injuring one person, especially innocent people, and taking one life, it's basically throwing the entirety of humanity down the tube. Another element of the Christian jihad is to show love to those around you. Jesus was clear. He wants Christians to, quote, "love your neighbor," and even beyond that, love your enemies.
But I tell you who hear me, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. And pray for those who mistreat you.
Now, we also see in the Quran efforts to promote peace among humanity at large. It is written that Muslims must, quote, "speak in a most kindly manner unto those who do not share your belief." Now, we also know in various hadith, Muhammad said, "Seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave in any part of the world." He also stated in another hadith, "The ink of the scholar is more sacred than the blood of the martyr." Muhammad is actually reminding us that one of the kind of elements of jihad in the Islamic tradition is to kind of struggle on the path for knowledge and resist ignorance and resist stereotypes, because these things are dangerous not only for ourselves and the purity of our souls, but it's also dangerous to society at large. We might identify as Christian, we might identify as Muslim, but our traditions are asking and commanding us to follow the true faith, the right path, which leads us ultimately to that higher conscious, which is God.